Hi, this is Kanaya, and today we're going to talk about why parents make their kids do squats. Parents make their children do squat. Parents make their children do squats for two main reasons: as a beneficial developmental exercise, or controversially, as a form of punishment. While squats offer numerous physical benefits for kids, using them as punishment is widely discouraged by pediatric experts. Squats as a squats as a developmental exercise. Encouraging squats is a healthy way for children to develop physical strength, coordination, and overall functional movement. For babies and toddlers, squatting is a natural part of play that aids in core and leg muscle development. Benefits of squats for children: build strength. Squats squats build functional muscle strength in the core and the lower body, including the glutes, quadriceps, and hamstring. So quadriceps. So do you know what quadriceps? Let's see. Let's see.
Quadriceps.
Quadriceps. Do you know what your quadriceps is? So your quadriceps is the greater extensor muscle of the front of the thigh that is divided into four parts. Quadriceps. So let's see. Hold on. So let's see. Including the glutes, quadriceps, and hamstring. Improved balance and coordination. The movement enhances body awareness and proto let's see. Proprioceptive. Improves balance and coordination. The movement enhances body awareness and proprioceptive feedback, which improves a child's coordination for activities like walking and running. Proprioceptive. Let's see what proprioceptive is. So proprioceptive refers to the sense of the relative precision of one's own body parts and the strength of efforts being employed in movement, stemming from receptive and muscles, tendons, and joints. It provides an internal awareness of your body's position in space, enabling motor control, balance, and coordinated movement activities. Providing proprioceptive input can include heavy work like pushing, pulling, or carrying, and provide calming or organizing benefits for the nervous system. So that's what proprioceptive is. Promotes bone health. As a weight bearing exercise, squats stimulate bone growth and density, which contributes to stronger bones later in life. Enhance athletic ability. Incorporating resistant exercise like squats can improve a child's speed, power, and jumping performance, benefiting them in other sports, supports daily activities by mimicking national movements like sitting and standing. Squats help children perform everyday tasks with greater ease. Squats as a form of punishment. While some parents use physical exercises like squats or push ups as punishment, child development experts and pediatricians generally advise against it. So let me talk about why afterwards. So reasons to avoid using squats as punishment. It creates a negative association. Using exercise as a form of discipline can cause a child to associate physical activity with pain and punishment rather than a healthy, fun, or positive activity. Risk of injury. A child may not use proper form while performing squats as punishment, increasing the risk of knee or back injury. Counterproductive discipline. Exercise do not teach children to correct the behavior that lead to the punishment. As a form of discipline, it is seen as ineffective and potential harmful. Can be executive. Overly intense exercise such as many squats in a row can cause significant physical pain, especially for younger children. Well, to me, some parents use squats as discipline because it's helpful to them so that they'll be more mature, or maybe it helps them to become more mature without having to talk to their children, or let's say without having to keep talking to their children, because you know how children are. They just push your buttons every time, and then when you say something, they'll go back to doing what they're doing so that you don't have to say something to them, and they make you feel like they can push your buttons every time. They can keep pushing your buttons and not respect boundaries when you tell them to stop, or when you tell them to do something. Then they can run off, and they can run off and do anything without the consequences, because when you know when your child do something wrong and you tell them to stop, and they keep going back, and that says that the child is not really listening and they're not really taking you seriously. So I think the squat part helps. I think the squat part helps because it'll get them back on track. And maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but I think the squat works so that a child can understand what is it feels like when a parent makes their life. Well, what does it feel like when parents have to go through pain, when they have to keep talking to them and talking to them, and they just feel like they can keep doing it. And so now we just gotta understand. So let's look up why squats work for discipline, because I think it's really, really important to understand why. So let's see. So it says squats promote discipline because they are physically challenging, requires mental focus, and builds self-mystery through the consistent effort needed to improve form and strength. Historically, the act of squatting was even used as a form of punishment, a testament to its demanding nature. By regularly completing squats, you train your body and mind to push through discomfort, improve physical and cognitive function, and develop the resilience required for a disciplined lifestyle. This physical discipline, challenging movements. Squats work multiple large muscle groups stimulously. Let me see.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously. Simultaneously. Oh, shoot.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously, depending on significant physical effort, consistently performing this taxing exercise builds physical endurance and strength, which fosters a disciplined approach to physical challenges. Mind muscle connection. Proper squatting requires focused muscle recruitment, particularly in the legs and core, to maintain stability and execute the movement correctly. This precise control enhances mind muscle and mind muscle connection, encouraging attentive and deliberate action. Mental discipline. Increased cognitive lead. Squats require a high level of attention to ensure proper form and stability. The increased cognitive demand helps improve focus, reduce stress, and regulate mood. Confronting discomfort. To improve, you must push past your current limits and tolerate the physical discomfort of a challenging workout. This consists pushing of boundaries, cultivates mental fortitude and a disciplined mindset. So, like I was saying, they will test your boundaries every time you say don't do something, or don't don't do something, or don't do this, or don't do that. So that's what it means. Like when they push your boundaries, let's look at it real quick so that we can understand that. So let's say let's say your child, do not stand on the chair, right? When you tell your child not to do something, they will know. Like, so if you tell a child not to jump on the couch, or not to jump on the bed, or something like that, and they go back to doing what you asked them not to do, so that means that they pushing your boundaries, right? So to push the boundaries means to exceed established limits, norms, or expectations, either by oneself to innovate, achieve something new, or grow or by another person to test, violate, or disregard one's personal limits. The phrase can also describe the action of an object moving beyond its previous position, or the effort to expand the conceptual space of an idea, like art and science. let's see. Let's go back for a second. So it says, so we went to mental discipline. Now we go into mastery and resilience. Skill development. Learning and perfecting the squat takes practice and patience. The process of acquiring and refining a complex physical skill builds a sense of self-efficacies and mastery, contributing to overall discipline. Physiological benefits. The release of endorphins and improved oxygen flow to the brain during a squat session can lead to a better mood and reduce stress, creating a positive feedback loop that supports a disciplined lifestyle. So, even know the reason why the squats work for the, so let's see, for the, because if you want your kid to understand why, so let's say, if if you want your child to understand why they was put in a squat position, then you can tell them reasons why you put them in a squat position. Like, for example, the reason why I put you in the squat position because you did not listen to mommy. Or the reason why I put you in the squat position is because you did not do what I asked you to do more than once, or you didn't do, well, you did something that I asked you not to do more than once, which you can say that too. And another reason is when they act up in school and don't know what to do, like when they're in school and they can cut up and do whatever they want in school. But the school doesn't allow that because it allows kids to do what they gotta do and follow rules and stuff like that. Because if for some reason that discipline can help, well, the squats could help, but it doesn't work for every child. So even though parents are different nowadays, and this is how they discipline their children, by having to keep talking to them and keep raising their voice and stuff like that. So if you feel like you having to keep talking to your child, then you can put them in a squat position, or you can put them in the push-up position or something like that, or a roach position or something like that, which I'm gonna get into that either in the next video or the video after. So even though the squat position will possibly help, or make sure, well, help, or for some parents it probably will help them. But you can, so if you're gonna put them in the squat position, then you can put them in the squat position for like 5 minutes. And first you tell them why they're in this position, and then they sit there for 5 minutes, and so that they can understand or reassure what does it feel like when they putting their parents through pain and stressing their life out for in order for their parents to say something to them, and it feels like, so we just gotta understand, like, what does it feels like when their parents have to go through stress and anxiety And in order for one of their kids to stop being bad and stop doing things they don't have no business doing. So that's the point that I'm trying to get to when it comes to the kids and how to discipline them. So what discipline means to teaching responsibility. Discipline is about teaching children how to be responsible and to manage their own behavior and feelings. So let's see. Let's go. So let's see. Setting expectations. So it involves established clear rules and consistent expectations for children. Learning consequences. Children learn about the national consequences of their actions, both positive and negative. Building self control. The ultimate goal is to help children develop self control and make responsible choices. And to make responsible choices. So it says focus on positive behavior. Effective discipline focuses on teaching children what to do and what not to do. Effective way to discipline children. Praise good behavior. Focus on rewarding and recognizing positive actions rather than solely punishing misbehavior. Well, no, so yes. So yes, if they do something completely wrong, or if they did something that they shouldn't do, or they not supposed to do, or they did illegal stuff, then you have the rights to punish them for that. So that can't be the reason not to punish them. But you can punish the child or and make them understand, or you can tell them the same way with squats. You have to tell the reasons why they are punishment because of the reason why. So set clear limits and rules. Children need to know what the expectations are. Follow through consistently. If the rules are broken, if the rules are broken, hold on. If rules are broken, there should be clear and consistent consequences. So focus on solutions. So instead of punishment, work with children to find solutions and teach them alternative behavior. Well, I can't say so, even though, so no, not instead of punishment. So even though punishments will help them to understand. So let's see what punishment is, because parents put their kid on punishment for a reason. So let's see. So punishment is the imposition of an undesirable or unpleasant outcome upon individual or group meted out by an authority. So discipline. So this is what is the difference between discipline? What is the difference between punishment and discipline? Discipline teaches and guides, focusing on future behavior, while punishment focuses on making someone suffer for past actions with the intent stop that behavior. Discipline uses teaching, feedback, and modeling to help a child understand rules and develop skills, create a learning environment. Punishment uses fear and pain to control behavior, often leading to a short-term compliance but no long-term learning or understanding. So you can do both. You can discipline them or you can punish them for it. So my thing is, so the best way to do it is to discipline them, because it teaches the kid to understand not to push your limits every time, and not to and not to do things that they shouldn't do, or follow the directions that you're giving out. So that's it for this video. So if your kids are acting up and you're having to keep talking to them more than once and they push your buttons, then you put them in a squat position for 5 minutes, or even more, or even longer. So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. Thanks for watching.